Good day and welcome to Keep Calm and Man Up. This week we're in the warehouse, we're looking at our wonderful sign, and the subject today is pride. There's a reason for that, of course. We've had some issues fairly recently, and it just came across my heart that this is something we needed to bring up. We touched on it recently when we dealt with humility, but this is slightly different in that sometimes when we have pride, it affects the workplace, it affects the job sites. So sit back, listen and learn as we discuss pride.
Why do men have to think they are right all the time? How pride damages us from the inside. Recently, we did a piece on humility and how it is important to accept that we are not always right. This week we take a direct look at how people react when placed in roles where they compete unnecessarily with each other, losing focus of the overall goal. Does this competitiveness to make ourselves look good outweigh the benefit to the company as a whole? How do we weigh up the benefits of a good worker compared to a good team player? Proverbs 16 verse 18 says, "Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall." When working as a team, there is no place for prideful behavior. This behavioral trait is damaging in that it tries to put the individual on a pedestal above others, setting yourself apart from the other members of the team. It doesn't garner respect. It doesn't show leadership. Sadly, it shows a mental selfishness that other people view as putting yourself in the center of your own life. As a leader, you need to listen to other viewpoints, especially in a difficult situation. Ultimately, you may not use the other options provided, but at least give those invested in completing the task an opportunity to provide a possible solution. That creates a self-worth in the team member that shows they are valued. If you, as the leader, ignore all other viewpoints, your team will often follow, even if it means a disaster is imminent, because it will bring that leader down a few notches. That action damages the individual and certainly the company as a whole, which is unacceptable on all sides. If someone cannot be taught, then he has reached his limit of knowledge. When this happens, and repetitive failure occurs, what options does leadership have with that individual? No individual is bigger than the team. England's national soccer team has failed in main competition for over 60 years. In recent times, they have had a squad filled with stars, and was known as the Golden Era. David Beckham, in a midfield role with Steven Gerrard, Paul Scholes, and Frank Lampard. A solid defensive line of Rio Ferdinand, Ashley Cole, Sol Campbell and Gary Neal. Michael Owen and Wayne Rooney up front scored at will, fed by the midfield passes. David James, the Portsmouth keeper, kept clean sheets in goal, and the team had a host of squad players who could grace any international team. One of the best England squads ever to play, signalled in this new century. Individuals who were all world-class players. However, individuals who all thought they were bigger than the team, let their country down over and over again. FIFA World Cup 2002 lost to Brazil in the quarter-finals, when favoured to win the tournament. In the UEFA 2004 tournament, the team failed to get out of the group stages. 2006, another quarter-final exit on penalties, to Portugal before failing to even qualify for the UEFA Euros in 2008, a disgrace for the country that invented football. What started a generation of expectation when England beat Germany 5-1 in Berlin, a famous victory as Germany had never lost a World Cup qualifier at home, ever. The 2008 failure saw an end to the golden generation, whose only success was failure. Failure because they thought they had all the answers. How does that affect a team in the current workplace? Do we have players who don't listen to their leaders because they know it all, already? Players who accept defeat on the job site as a part of life and acceptable. I have seen three people who all thought they had answers, fail at a task, almost causing serious damage to a house, all because pride got in the way, and no one was prepared to reach out to be told the answer and a way to create a successful job. What they did, through inaction and arguing, was cause distrust with the owner of the house, who realized that the experts were not what they claimed to be. Individuals who knew their craft, but couldn't work together because pride got in the way. England's golden era failed due to arrogance and tactical inflexibility. Is that so different as what happened on the job site? Prideful leadership builds a resentful and negative environment within the team. Good employees choose to leave, rather than speak up, and the team stagnates in a pool of negativity that brings everyone down to the lowest level. Trust is lost within the team and psychological issues arise which can lead to mental health issues within the team. Innovation and company growth is restricted because the pride within prevents new ideas from coming through. New team members will hold back because they fear arrogance and self-righteousness of others or that their feedback would be rejected. Ultimately, this slows down problem solving and narrows decision making. Finally, growth for individuals and the company is restricted as people become resistant to change. Insecurity creeps in and this hampers the team's overall ability to overcome challenges. This isn't a new behavior. The Bible has many examples of prideful behavior and the harm it caused. The Tower of Babel, in Genesis 11 verses 1-9, showed humanity's pride in building a tower to get closer to God, against God's commands. The human pride is shown, but God scattered them and created different languages to demonstrate His sovereignty over the limits of human ambition. King Nebuchadnezzar, Daniel 4 verses 28-37, suffered pride in his own power. God humbled him by making him live as an animal until he acknowledged God's sovereignty. King Saul's disobedience, 1 Samuel 15, when God commanded him to kill all of the Amalekites. He spared King Agag and took livestock. God ultimately stripped him of his kingship, ultimately leading to the rise of David and birthline that gave us Jesus. In Isaiah 14 verses 12-15 we see Lucifer, Satan, want to ascend above the stars of God. His pride led to his expulsion from heaven. His self-exaltation caused him to reject God's authority, resulting in eternal separation from divine favor. Haman's pride in his own power led him to plot the destruction of the Jews, Esther 3-7. This shows how one person's pride can cause harm to a whole multitude. In this case, Haman met his own destruction, hanging at the gallows he had built for Mordecai. A key question we need to ask is how we distinguish a good employee from a prideful one. On the surface, both a good employee and a prideful one can look the same. Both can be hardworking, committed and proud of their role. The key difference is how that pride is expressed and whether it aligns with the team's and organization's goals. Good employees collaborate and support others. They take pride in their work but also in the success of their team. They share credit, help others grow and maintain a positive, inclusive environment. Good employees feel respected and appreciated, which fuels their own motivation and loyalty. They are more likely to stay with a company where they feel valued. When leaders get in the trenches with the team, to complete a mission together, for the benefit of all, they also create a culture that is positive. It is holding on to glass, wanting to let go as your arms are hurting, but locking eyes to your colleague and knowing you'll see it through for them, not knowing that they want to give up too, and that locking of eyes shows you have their back. It is staying on a job site, alongside the team, to finish a job, rather than walk away to a comfortable evening with the family, while others are left to struggle and complete a task. It is asking others for input, listening to the ideas, and then coming to a plan that will work, rather than push your own ideas that may have failed over and over. If the input you receive cannot work for technical reasons, explain it to the provider so they can learn, but also hear that you listened. When those in all levels of leadership view themselves as servants to the needs of the main workforce to provide the supplies they need to complete the task, it is true teamwork. Treat others equally, not just those who fit your status or culture. Value sincerity over social standing. I recently attended an event where family members did the hard work within a party, allowing the hosts to be hosts and enjoy the party. My family felt like we were part of a much bigger family. Conversations took place, with no phones or tech devices on display. It was an amazing evening that made me wish that all events were like this. Family members let their personal pride go to uphold their own family members and create memorable evenings, and they do this as a family group on a very regular basis. What a wonderful example of laying pride down for others. We have seen God's view on pride as well as the world's attitude to it. Ultimately, we need to draw on God's provision. Trust that your opportunities in life are gifts, not achievements. Dependence on God reduces the need to prove yourself to others through dominance or status. Everything we receive is a gift from God. He created us, He knows our strengths and weaknesses. We need to look to Him, to seek how we can serve Him on earth, and show that the greatest gift was that He gave His only Son for the whole of mankind, not just me. Let us move forward with a new attitude, to drop the pride in our life. At work or at home, with our family. See how others respond to a change in attitude, see how your own mood changes. Things that used to make you angry will slip into insignificance because you are giving up your pride to something bigger and better. In the comments below, don't just give a heart or agree. Let us know how pride has affected you and how you want to make a difference.
Pride is something that has affected all of us at some point in our lives. It's something that really tends to men especially. We do have issues with that. How it affects our work life, how it affects our private life. They run concurrently. We just have to live in the moment. Live and understand what it means as we work on a daily basis. We need to learn from how it can affect us, and we need to grow for the future and make sure we can eradicate it from our lives. Next week, we're going to have a humorous just said we were going to have last week. But until then, keep calm, man up, have an awesome week.